Hi guys, my name is Cherita. Welcome to my channel. Yes, I'm wearing the same shirt as in my last video, but you know what? That's on batch recording. In today's video, I'm gonna be talking about Caster Semenya. Now, if you are not familiar with who she is a runner from South Africa, and she's been in the news lately regarding her gender and her sex. And that's what we're here to talk about. But before we get started, I respect pronouns. So if you're gonna come in here with this he, him BS, you can skedaddle, because we respect pronouns on this channel. We don't have time for that. So this is probably not the video for you if you're gonna talk he, him. Sorry. But before I get started, make sure you click subscribe for new content whenever I post, and do not forget to click the notification bell so that you are notified every single time that I post a video. So let's get started. Okay, so like I mentioned before, Caster Semenya, she is a runner from South Africa. Now, a couple of years ago, and you guys know my timelines are never right, but a couple of years ago, she went under some kind of like sex testing or genetics testing because she was outrunning every other woman that she came across by like seconds. And apparently when a woman, specifically a black woman, is excelling or is good, that is usually when they're significantly better than their counterparts, there must be something wrong. So they did genetics or sex testing on Semenya, and come to find out she is intersex. Now, here's where we do this whole like gender plus minus equals sex. Gender and sex are not mutually exclusive, and it's shown, like science proves that. Caster Semenya, let's say her parents decided to do a gender reveal. Well, they would have revealed that she was a woman. Why? Or she was a girl. There we go. Why? Because she has a vagina. But apparently she, like the rest of her woman sex organs, are underdeveloped. And she, I don't want to use the word suffers, but she has hyperandrogenism and higher levels of testosterone. And also she has an XY chromosome, which usually XY means male and XX means female. But if we're going with gender and sex are mutually exclusive, that would mean that somebody with XY chromosomes would have a penis and testicles. Well, she does not. So let's get past this whole there's only two genders. There's gender and sex are mutually exclusive, because this right here proves that it's not. That's just not what it is. So what does this mean for her and her athleticism? Well, apparently she has more testosterone than the average woman, but she also has less testosterone than the average man. So basically, because she has an advantage, because she has more testosterone, they, and by they I mean whoever the governing body of sports is, they're saying that she has to take hormone pills to make it fair that so basically she's not breaking records anymore. That's kind of what it comes down to. They also said that if she doesn't take the hormones, then she has to run with the men, which even at her fastest, she can't even compete with the slowest man. So let's not talk about how hard she's worked to get to where she is, because that's what she's done. Let's also not talk about how Michael Phelps, who you guys may or may not know, he's a swimmer, an Olympic swimmer, and he is literally a freak of nature. He has less lactic acid. Like, this is how his body has developed. He has less lactic acid, and apparently that means he is able to breathe in more oxygen or something. I don't know. Y'all look it up. Basically, the fact that he has less lactic acid makes him a better swimmer, and basically he has an unfair advantage for everybody else. I mean, Homeboy has like 217 gold medals from one Olympic Games. Like, come on. Like, where's the fairness in that? But when you're talking about Olympics, like, when you're talking about the highest, yeah, there's going to be people who have an unfair advantage to other people. Just like basketball players. Like, Shaquille O'Neal is like 7'6". He has an advantage because of his height. He also has an advantage because he's athletic, but put him at the free throw line. So you mean to tell me if Shaq was like 5'10", he would still be in the NBA? Probably not. Probably not. And this isn't the first time that this has happened to black women. And I'm talking about they want to pull the unfair card and she's using something against, you know, there must be something wrong because there's no way she could be that good. Okay, Simone Biles. If you guys don't know who she is, you're missing out on life. Simone Biles is the best gymnast ever. Not male, not female. She's the best gymnast ever, period. Nobody can compete with her. Nobody can compete with Simone Biles. Do you guys know they tried to say, well, it's because she's on ADHD medication. That's why she's so good. Baby, I done been on ADHD medication and I was a gymnast. I ain't never been able to do some flips like that because of medication. Get out of here. Get out of here. She's athletic. She's tiny. She works hard. She's an amazing gymnast. She's powerful. Her ADHD medication. And then when Serena Williams beat Maria Sharapova, whoever she beat, when she was maybe like 12 weeks pregnant, but like nobody knew she was pregnant, they tried to say that the baby gave her more testosterone or gave her more something. They were basically saying because she was pregnant, she beat the other woman. Where do they do that? Where do they do that at? Because they don't question how and why Tom Brady can still play in the NFL and he's 41 years old and he's at his prime. Yeah, they're not doing that to white men. They're only doing it to black women. Period. So back to the Caster Semenya thing. My whole thing is, if what is naturally happening in her body, she's not taking steroids. She's not on hormones. Her body produces more testosterone, correct? So what does this do for intersex athletes? Because they're telling her, we want you to stop your testosterone or you can run with the men. But she's not a male. Just because she has XY chromosomes doesn't make her a male. So this goes gender versus sex. What makes you male? What makes you female? What makes you a girl? What makes you a boy? What makes you a man? What makes you a woman? These are all questions. This is what I'm talking about. Like, gender is a spectrum because there are intersex people out there who have X chromosomes but have a penis. Like, so what would that person look like? And I'm talking about athletic wise. Would they have to go with, like, do they have enough testosterone because they have a penis to go with the man, or to to play sports with men, or do they not have enough? Like, this is a whole situation. So what do we do with intersex athletes? What do we do with trans athletes who are on hormones? Like, do we test every man in that sport and say, okay, this is where your testosterone level is at. This is where your testosterone level needs to be in order to compete with men. I'm confused. The rules need to be set into place because now everything that she's worked for is gone. She's not allowed to race with women anymore unless she takes these hormones. I don't have the answers, but it's not fair to her, and it's not fair to any other intersex athlete that this may happen to in the future. Because intersex people live their lives just like everybody else. I'm confused on why she's being told that she can't compete at this level anymore. I mean, what's that man's name? Usain Bolt. He's faster than any man in the world. So how come you guys didn't try to look something for him and then put him into his own category, or make him race against cheetahs? I don't know. Because he worked hard to get to where he is. I'm sure he's got some extra, I don't know, maybe he's got that extra ligament, you know, that they all, you know, they talk about black people got the extra ligament to make them jump and run faster. Maybe he actually has the extra ligament. So now what? Is he supposed to get rid of it because nobody else can keep up with him? It's not his fault. It's not her fault. It's nobody's fault. And it's just, and I know I always have unpopular opinions, but I just don't see where this could be fair, because even like the person coming in like second, third, fourth, I mean, you came second to Caster Semenya. That's awesome. I mean, that's how it is in the gymnastics world. They'll be like, oh, okay, so Simone's competing, she's getting first. Ooh, maybe I can get second. And that's basically like first place, because Simone is literally untouchable. So long story short, Caster Semenya is a woman. Caster Semenya is an intersex woman. Caster Semenya has been blackballed from participating in any women's sports because of something that naturally happens in her body. And now people want to call her a him because they just found out that she has XY chromosomes. And there are some athletes out there that I believe are intersex, but are still playing with women. I'm not going to name no names because I don't want to assume, but WNBA. If you know, you know. So they're not testing those athletes, even though they're like 7 foot, 9 foot 15, and they have an unfair advantage. They're not testing them. But because Caster Semenya is a dark black woman and she's dusting these other athletes, they want to test her. Great job, America. Great job. So that is my rant for today. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. That helps me out a lot. Also, do not forget to link up with me on my social media. All of that information will be down below in the description box. And until my next video, I'll see you guys later. Bye.